Welcome back to Light Beyond the Ashes, the podcast where science meets spirituality and awakening becomes embodied. I'm your host, Amber Humphrey. Today's episode is deeply personal to me. I'm sitting down with someone who has walked beside me for over 15 years, my best friend, my soul sister, Trudy Moore. She's the founder of Simply Zenful, a wellness event experience that brings people together for healing, connection, and peace. But this conversation goes far beyond what you see on the surface. Trudy shares her journey through unimaginable loss after the tragic passing of her husband and the moments that followed that we still can't fully explain, experiences that brought us face to face with something greater, something beyond this world. This is a story about grief, healing, the power of spirit, and what happens when you allow your pain to lead you back to your purpose. If this conversation opens something in you, make sure you follow along and stay connected. There are so many more stories like this waiting to be shared. Welcome back to Light Beyond the Ashes, the podcast where we talk about all things spiritual. And on this episode, I am so incredibly excited and honored to have my very own spiritual bestie and real life bestie, Trudy Moore. Trudy, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Girl, I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm excited.
This is actually take 2 for us, where we did a podcast before called You're Safe, We Believe You. And we talked about trauma. We talked about your own healing journey and domestic violence in the past and how that shaped your life. So you've come a long way in 3 years.
I have.
A lot has changed.
Grown.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you didn't necessarily go through a spiritual awakening where you found God in the same way that I did, but you went through deep, profound healing. Would you agree?
Agree.
Girl, it was a lot.
It's wild.
We've come so far. So tell the world a little bit about you and how we got to this moment right now.
It's been 3 years since we did our first podcast, and looking back, I was a very different person, and now I feel like I've grown into the woman that's more confident and strong, and just being able to walk through this journey with you and seeing your awakening and my belief and faith in you. It's just, it's amazing to be able to witness all this. So I fully believe in this stuff, and I know it's crazy, but
It's been very supernatural.
yes.
So a little backstory for people who don't know. Do you mind if I share a little bit about the past?
Of course.
So I met Trudy through a friend of mine, Mike Moore, and he was me and Cole's personal trainer and great friend. And then he brought you into the mix, and we immediately fell in love with you. And this is probably like 15 years ago or more now, because I didn't have Brinley yet.
Yes, it's been 15 years.
15 years.
Because it was 2009,
Yeah.
probably. 2009, 2010.
And the minute I met you, I was like, don't mess this up. I love her.
Oh, I remember.
And so through that, there was a lot of growth and there was challenges in relationships. And, we all kind of grew together as couples and those types of things. But Mike eventually passed away. What year was it?
2022.
2022. There was a car accident that he was in, and it was really traumatic for a lot of various reasons.
Yes.
But in that, there was a lot of healing that came after. And one of the things that I think that's really beautiful about Mike's passing is that when he was, not capable of being able to really fully communicate with you because of the state he was in the ICU for a few weeks, was that he finally got an eye gaze computer from a speech therapist.
Yes.
Which is my whole world, right? And in the eye gaze computer, he was able to communicate with you. And what were some of the things that he told you?
He kept saying that he was sorry and that he loves me. He loves the kids. But yeah.
So despite all of the things that he had done, in that moment, he was being given a chance to apologize before he transitioned.
Right.
And I think a lot of us were so devastated by this loss because he was young. He was in his 30s. Like, nobody saw it coming. Young kids, young wife. You never think that you're going to become a widow in your 30s. It's just not something that's on the radar.
No.
It transformed every single person who was a part of your life at that time. And we met soul people. Like, I met soul tribe from your tribe. I was like, have you been hiding Bree from me? You've been hiding Madeline from me?
Yes, it brought all of us together. And I just felt with his passing, like, my relationship with each individual, it grew.
Exponentially.
Yes. And it was like, it wouldn't have been possible if he didn't sacrifice his soul for us to come together as a soul tribe.
Because when he was living, he wasn't necessarily acting the best.
No.
He wasn't treating you the best.
He kept me isolated from all my friends and family. Like he just created that distant from the people that I care and love the most.
And unhealed people
yes,
mistreat people. And I think we were all really angry for a while after some things came to light and the truth came out of your situation. And I just think you're incredibly brave for what you've endured. And the fact that you were able to be so honest and open with your soul tribe as he was transitioning and after he transitioned, we all just kind of showed up for you. Yeah. And it became like this girl gang. Would you agree?
Agreed. It was a beautiful thing, actually, to have you guys there. Because I felt alone for so long.
Yeah.
And, you just kind of, you become so numb to where you just don't know what's going to happen. And I was afraid to seek for help or say anything because of the situation.
I think a lot of women or men who are in domestic violence situations, and addiction situations, unhappy, unhealthy marriages, feel so alone, isolated, like you're never going to get out of it. In a way, Mike's passing, though untimely and tragic and ripped everyone's heart open, allowed you to be set free. Do you agree?
Yes.
Because who you are now, you're so free.
Yeah.
You're just like this bright light, and I call you the glue of our friend group. And like I tell everyone, I'm like, the only person I hang out with is Trudy. I hang out with Trudy and our friends, but Trudy's the person who brings me out. Like I've been hiding through my own spiritual awakening for years, and being able to have you, not someone like you, having you in my life has shown me strength, resilience, and grit in a way that I didn't know I could tap into, but I watched you do it. I watched you do it day in and day out. Like we don't know we have this in us until we're forced to do it, right?
Right.
And it's like when you were in that moment, how did you wake up every day after you lost your husband, you're raising kids alone, you're grieving the life you once had, stepping into a new one. What was that like for you?
It was hard because I was like, I'm really alone in this now. Like I have to be strong for my kids. I can't break down now. I don't have anybody that I can tap out. So my kids now are my number one priority. I want to make sure that they're going to be okay. So I wake up and got to put my mom hat on and say, I got to do this. I got to be strong for my kids because, who's going to take care of them?
And you do
I got to be here.
You do. But you're so present with them too, right? Like the way that you not only show up for your children and your family, but also your friends in a way that just brings this like tribe, this community together. I honestly think that you are the epitome of a phoenix. The phoenix rising from the ashes and finding the light within and saying, I'm not going to give up. I don't have that in me. And I know that the two of us together healed, together. And I think that it's really beautiful to see how much you've transformed in 3 short years. And I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of myself too.
God.
I mean, we've been, through this journey, through the good, the bad, the ups and downs, like we've walked through this together.
Yeah. Hand in hand.
And the similarity that we've gone through, in life with kids, marriage, and all that. It's just like we've been there. You've been there since day one.
Yeah. Like we are just, it feels like family. Like this is like the chosen family that you make as adults is like you find the people who you deeply resonate with, who are at the same frequency as you and who get you. And no matter how quote unquote weird I got, because I got real weird. And we're going to talk about it.
You're never weird to me. I've always loved your weirdness. I mean, I can be weird too, but I just feel like we're on the same frequency no matter what happens, even if we had, a period of time where we didn't talk or see each other.
Right.
But it's like I felt that energy.
The next time we saw each other, it was immediately like we picked right back up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like no time has passed.
So I'm going to fast forward a little bit after his passing and how we were all kind of healing. And I had my spontaneous spiritual awakening and you were there for all of it from the minute it really started. And so I kind of want to go back to that night because it was a really, really hard day for me. and kind of talk about January 13th, 2023. So that day for me, the buildup was I was going through some really hard things here in my personal life, with my work, with friendships falling apart, different kind of types of things that are private, but really, really challenging situations that were soul crushing. And I was like losing an identity of who I thought I was, what I thought my life was going to look like. And it was just all felt like it was being taken from me. And I remember that day at work, I was collapsing. I was physically collapsing. I was in severe physical pain. I felt like my intestines were like just turning, and I fell to the ground. I was like almost fainting into walls. I was physically not well that day. And I reached out for help from somebody, and it wasn't really the person who I thought was going to be supportive wasn't. I came home that day early because I couldn't see patients anymore because I literally couldn't walk. And Cole had asked me something about the kids, and he was like, "Hey, so kid, did you do this, whatever?" And I was in such brain fog and so much trauma from November to January. By that point, I was just like, everything felt like trauma. And I remember just falling to my knees and calling out to God and asking for help. And I was crying uncontrollably, and he had no idea what to do with me. And we were supposed to come hang out with you and the family and friends with like pizza. And I was so embarrassed because I was like, I don't want to, do I ever flake?
No.
If it's on my calendar and it's you, I'm there, right? Like I'm never going to cornflake on you.
Right.
But that night I was like, I can't go. And I think I texted you and I told you, "Hey, Trudy, I'm not okay. I can't stop crying." And you were like, "Come over now." And Cole was thankful because he didn't know what to do with me. He was trying everything he could, and he was trying to support me and love me and hug me and hold me, but the tears wouldn't stop. I was hyperventilating. I get over to Bree's house, and we're sitting there, and we're there's pizza and everything. It didn't even matter about pizza at that point. It was just, "Hi, I'm here and I'm not well." What was that like for you? Do you remember it?
Oh, I do. I just remember you just being so pale. I've never seen you you lost color. I was really concerned, and this was the first time not the first time you meeting Bree, but us being in the same setting. And here comes Madeline.
Yeah, who I'd met twice.
Never met.
Like one or two times, yeah.
I just felt like you needed to be there. And, being in that circle I felt like it was going to heal you. It would help because, it's a safe place with us. We're never going to judge you.
Yeah, y'all didn't.
And poor Dom.
Poor Dom.
He was like, "What is happening?"
I remember him one time being like, I have never seen a human release so much emotion so openly and unafraid in front of other people. And I was like, I can't stop crying.
And I'm like, this is Amber. This is her. This is her in raw form.
Yeah. And you love me nonetheless.
Yeah.
And other people were turning on me, and it was just so hard to walk through because I was like, "You're misunderstanding me." But then here I am being as raw as I can, and you weren't even trying to misunderstand me. You were trying to support me and be there for me and understand what you could do to help me. And like I always talk about Madeline reaching across and holding my hand when I'm just like, I kept apologizing for crying. I think a lot of us who go through the awakening, it's such deep, profound grief that's rising in the body. And I was feeling infant pain and childhood pain and teenage pain and adult pain. Everything I'd ever suppressed was literally coming out without my control. I didn't want it to.
Right.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. And you were like, "Girl, don't apologize. Like, we're here for you."
Yeah.
And Madeline reaches across the table and she says, "Oh, honey, you're a human having a human experience." And I cried even harder. I was like, "Where'd you come from? You're so cool. How old are you? You're 26. You're a baby."
Yes.
Like your spirit's so old. Like I remember feeling like God had given me angels in the flesh. That night healed a part of my soul of where I'd felt abandoned and I'd abandoned myself. A lot of us self-abandon, but then not reaching out for help. I'm so bad about reaching out for help. Like I don't because I'd rather just handle it myself, not burden anybody else. But you made me feel so safe to reach out for help. And I want other people to hear this and to know that you need help as you awaken and as you heal deep generational trauma and internal trauma. Like you need tribe. And God, you just showed up for me. You loved me.
I still love you. And I'm still going to show up for you.
Every day.
Every day.
Every single
so
day.
We're not in this alone.
We're not at all in this alone. And I didn't know what was going to come after that. I thought, I'm just sad. My hands turned white. I'm having an adrenaline dump. I'm not well. I'm going to go home and I'll be better the next day. Boy, was I not ready. So the next day I started hearing the voice of God. And I think I started telling you guys, I was like, this is crazy. And then fast forward a week or two and we're in Mexico. And I'm like the skinniest I'd ever been. I had lost like 70 pounds. I felt amazing. I was like taking pictures of myself on the beach. I was like, oh my God, like I'm actually kind of cool and beautiful. And like, you just filled me with love. All of y'all were like,
that
photo
trip
shoot.
was, oh my gosh.
It was your birthday.
It was a time. It was like my 35th birthday. That was the first trip, like with you, Bree, Michelle, my sister. It was very healing. That was like my second chance at living life. I felt so free. But it was crazy because you remember, like there were signs. It was like Mike was everywhere that morning.
Mike was everywhere.
The pilot was named Mike. And then when we got there, I heard his name again. And I was like, okay, you are not going to ruin my trip.
I don't think we knew it was coming.
I'm gonna need you to go somewhere else. Like,
and there was all the angel numbers. Like this is like in
Yes.
this small window of time is when all of a sudden I became acutely aware of angel numbers. And I was like,
Same.
Trudy, are you seeing 1, 2, 3, 4? Are you seeing 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2? Like, what are you seeing?
Yes,
and
we
you're
were
like
so
everywhere.
big on the angel numbers. I had never seen it like so much in my life until that year.
I think there was even a song that was playing on the bus, like the
Yes,
I don't remember what song it was, but it was either a
remember.
wedding song or something. And I was like, I'm sorry. And I just looked over and it's 11111 on the clock.
Yep.
Girl, I couldn't if I tried. And I'm just saying, like, this is kind of how it starts with the awakening is that you're just more aware. You're more conscious of maybe you're getting sent signs from the beyond.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't too weird yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
But I remember sitting on the patio in Mexico. Bree was already tucked away in bed. And I started channeling for the very first time ever. And I was asking yes, no questions about who I was going to be, and I was recording it, and I have it in my phone. It's so hard to hear because the ocean is just right there, and the ocean's so beautiful, right? But at first, Spirit had me yawning for a yes and nothing for a no, and I was like, well, this is getting really inconvenient because you're ruining my mascara. I even said that on camera.
Oh my gosh.
But I was just like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I remember being like, Trudy, I think I'm like really hearing the voice of God. What was that like for you the first time I was telling you I was talking to Spirit?
I don't know. It didn't freak me out.
It didn't.
It really didn't. I thought like this is a sign. Like this is kind of cool. Like I have a friend who's like connected with the universe. Like I can just tap in and be like, hey.
I call it my bat phone.
Yes. So I thought it was really, really cool. It didn't freak me out at all because I think in a way, for me, I believed, you know, in like spiritual healing and with all that spiritual stuff. And like, I just never really think it was possible.
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
I would pay money for mediums. I paid like in January and February of that year, I paid for like psychics to do like tarot card readings and stuff
Low-key,
like
I've
that.
always wanted to have like a psychic reading, but I didn't know how, like, if that was actually real.
It is.
So
Energy is so real. And the cards are real, the energy's real. And now you have your own little friend who's a psychic medium.
yeah, which is even better because I'm just be like, hey,
Yeah, for
can
free.
you tell you exactly?
Like, I honestly think that the coolest part was that I wasn't expecting anything. But like tell the audience, before January of 23, was I deeply spiritual and talking to God?
No.
No. I was like, energy is real, and I believed in good vibes, bad vibes, but I was never like going to church. I wasn't deeply religious, none of those things, right?
Right.
Never experienced me that way. I would go to a church, like if someone
Yeah.
invited me, like I'm not against going and seeing, you know, someone's setting that they feel comfortable with. They invited me, but that was not who I was before. There was very much a pre and post pizza night at your house or at Bree's house.
Yep.
And I remember I've recorded the entire awakening. So I have my awakening through audio recordings, video recordings, TikToks, like everything, channeled messages, handwritten journals. I've literally documented the entire thing because it was so
even
supernatural.
when we were on the way home on the plane, you were documenting, journaling.
Journaling,
And
writing.
I remember you shared that with me, and Yeah.
It was all the signs and synchronicities. I was like, look at this and this and this and this. I think it kind of blows your mind at first because you're like, wait, what am I experiencing? Like, how can this continue to be? Like, when you look at like master numbers or divine numbers, like a lot of 13s in my life, a lot of 3s. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? What is the universe really telling me? Like, is this a sign?
Yeah.
Like,
And not 3 months later, Mike visits me unexpectedly. And I have this recording where Brinley's in the bathtub and we're just like talking about how I'm different now. And she thinks it's kind of cool. And all of a sudden Mike steps forward. And this is the first time, because we were really mad at him. It was really hard to heal from that after his passing. I was kind of like relieved for you that you could be set free, but deeply grieving because your children and everyone else, we all loved him. We didn't want him to go. But there was like some frustrations and anger what had happened.
Yeah, so there was like a block.
There was a block.
Yep.
And so he didn't come. There was like a year, and it was almost literally a year after he died was when he came forward. And he, I always describe it as there's this like tree, and he steps forward underneath this tree and his head is down and he looks kind of ashamed at first. But then I'm like, look up at me. Like, it's all telepathic. I start talking about it in the recording and I'm saying what I'm hearing. And it's the first time I'm doing this with another being, an entity. But it was like releasing shame, and he was apologizing, and I was like accepting his apology, and all this is happening very telepathically. And then I start talking and I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about you being here, sir. And Burnley's like, what's happening? And I'm like, Uncle Mike is talking to me. Oh, that's weird. Right? Like, this is kind of strange. And he started giving me more guidance that he wanted to talk to you. And then eventually he does.
Yes, but for a while I did not.
You did not.
I did not.
You were not open to that. You're like, I'm good, thank you. You can keep that to yourself. And fast forward some months later, and we're about to record your very first podcast that we talked about.
And it just so happened to be the week of our anniversary, our wedding anniversary.
Yeah. What year would it have been? Was it your 10 year?
We would have hit in 10 years.
10 years that day.
A decade.
And we had no idea. Like, I think you either called me, you might have called me and said, hey, can you tap in?
I was having a really rough day that day, I remember. And I think you were too.
Yeah.
And I just happened to call you. You went to the car and we just started talking. And that's when Mike came forward.
Mike dropped through hard. Hello.
I just didn't even know what was going on. But at that moment, I knew I wasn't talking to you anymore.
It didn't sound like me.
No.
What was that like for you?
I was talking to him. Oh, I was bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I finally, like, it was closure for me. I still didn't get the answer that I wanted, but it was that closure that I needed. The moment that broke me was when he said that he's watching over the kids, and I'm doing a really good job, and they're proud. That right there, that hit. And at that moment, I knew I was talking to him because I said, your son is just like you. I'm reminded every day.
Yes.
So, but yeah, at that moment, I just knew I wasn't talking to you anymore.
And it's like, I'm there. It's almost like I am the car and they're the driver for a minute, and I become the passenger in the car and they're the driver. And then when he's done, I slide back over into the driver's seat and I'm back. So I kind of remember, like, I don't remember all of it. But in the moment I'll remember it. I'll be able to talk to you about it. I'm like, oh my God, he said this and this and this. But if it's a day or two later, like, I'm going to forget those things. But for you, it lasts, like, it leaves this imprint in your body. One of the things that I remember is that he pretty much gave you the blessing to tell your truth on our podcast. Right? Like, that was the day that you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell my truth about my story that I'd hidden from everybody. Yeah. And it was not great truth. It wasn't going to paint him in the best light, but it was your truth. And in order to set you free, you needed to know it was okay to tell this truth. And he gave you that blessing, didn't he? He
did. And he was there with us the whole time.
Oh, I felt him so present in the room that day.
Yeah.
And Mike, you and Mike are the only people on the planet that call me Ambrosia. Really? Like, I mean, maybe like Madeline might say it because she heard you guys call me Ambrosia, but when I hear Ambrosia, I know Mike is stepping forward. I know he's with me. And throughout the years, Mike has really shown up for me. And I think that as we continue to step into the supernatural with Mike, he's the only entity being from the other side that has ever stepped into my vessel. without my consent.
Right.
At that.
I mean, it's typical Mike.
He's like, I got this.
Yes.
Move over, Ambrosia. Watch. So before, like, I don't remember what time frame this was. It must have been before he actually, I don't know. Time is not real, first of all. But I was really sick in those months. After the awakening, the initial awakening, I had double pneumonia. I was having cardiovascular issues. I had a heart monitor. Like I was seeing pulmonology, cardiology, everything. No one could figure out what was going on with me. I was physically very, very sick.
Are you referring to the moment when you were at my house?
Yes.
And Bree and Madeline were there, the kids, my dogs.
Yeah.
And Mike just like, he just
he stepped into my body like Ghost. And he was like, all right, Whoopi Goldberg, here we go.
And we all witnessed, like, even Cam.
Your dog.
Was like, he's like, that's my dad. Mm-hmm. You know, the way you were playing with him and then talking to the kids. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, like, that's Mike.
It was so crazy. It was so crazy because I'd never experienced it before. And Cole was having to walk with me everywhere at that point in time. Like I was really off balance. Like they had me in wheelchairs when I was going to the appointments and stuff like that. Like not a lot of people knew that. There was a lot of stories and lies being told about me in that period of time. And it was like, I wasn't going to work because I was told that I couldn't work because I was super sick.
Yeah.
But I went to your house and we ended up having dinner with the girls, just hanging out, and the kids were there. And I remember sitting at the table and Evelyn started talking. And I remember looking at her and I said something about her teacher. I don't know what it was. And I said, Evelyn Marie. And I don't ever call your children that. And then I looked at Noah, said something, and spouted off on you, and I said, Noah Michael. And I was like, oh my God. And me and you locked eyes.
I said, oh no, this is not happening right now.
Do you remember that moment?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, because you never address my kids like that.
No. I'm like, it's Evie.
Yeah.
Like, it's Evie. I'm like, I'm not going to call her whole name, like, ever.
Right.
And then to have felt a presence, I felt that, I get chills and chicken wings with a little head twist, an arm twist, like I call it chills and chicken wings. It's a really interesting energy. But this was different. It was a full body presence. And it was how I was talking now was shifting. It was kind of like a channel, but a full body channel.
It felt like the movie Ghost at that time.
It truly felt like the movie Ghost. Like Patrick Swayze was like, it's my time.
Yep.
And Mike said, it's my time.
Yep.
And so then what happened is, what did I start doing? I was having a hard time walking, remember, guys? Yeah. I started chasing Noah around the house.
Well, playing with him.
Just being super silly.
I'm like, you don't do that either.
No. Sick or not sick.
No,
I don't chase children.
No, you don't. You don't even chase your own children.
No. I'm like, come sit with me and hang out with me, but I'm not going to go chase you, right? And I was chasing Noah around the house and playing tag and getting him and flipping him and playing with him, like roughhousing.
Yes.
I was like, where's the energy coming from? How am I doing this physically? What is happening, right? In your eyes the whole time.
I was like, this fool really just appeared. Like, that is him.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it.
The energy was so Mike. It was the healthy, healed Mike. It was the playful, the jovial.
That's the Mike.
The Mike we fell in love with.
Yes.
And then we're sitting.
We sit on the floor.
We're sitting on the floor.
And Cameron comes right up to you and puts his head right here.
And he doesn't do that either. And I don't play really with the dogs that much. Like I pet them, but
no.
He literally like looked at me and you're like, oh my God, the dog knows. And no one else in the room really knew what was going on until I think that moment. And you're like, so Mike's and Amber.
I remember that moment. And it was crazy.
It was a trip. And I was also like, after it was all done, I was like, sir, I did not give you consent. I was just eating my dinner. And then all of a sudden you're in my body. And like people have asked me, like, doesn't that violate like universal law? And I was like, honestly, it was probably a soul contract that I allowed it on a deep subconscious level to not only prove it to myself that this was something very physically real, because I did not have the physical strength capacity to run and walk like that. And then my demeanor was changing and the dog was picking up on it and the kids' energy shifted. And it was just you picked up on it right away. It was not like Amber's pretending. There was no amount of pretending I could have done, right?
No.
Okay. Just was like, get that out there. This was real.
Yeah, this was really happening. So.
And that was the moment that people started like wanting to get some divine guidance. And I think around on the floor, I started kind of channeling a little bit with different people.
Yes.
And it was the first time I was stretching my wings.
And we all were just in tears.
It was amazing.
I just remember that. It was like a good release. I felt like, we all needed.
Every single time someone has channeled with me, they have gotten the message they need that I didn't know they needed. You walk away. How do you walk away usually feeling from a channel with me?
Relieved.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a clear conscience.
Does it feel
So,
safe?
oh yeah,
It doesn't feel scary. It feels peaceful. Everyone
very
I've ever talked to says
peaceful.
it feels peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
It's
think like
powerful.
it is. And it's I didn't ask for this. I mean, I guess my
Yeah.
soul agreed to it and I knew I was going to be this at some point in time. I think all of us have this capacity. I'm not at all unique. I don't ever say I'm the only one who can do this.
Yeah.
In fact, I try to teach it to people. I'm like, hey, you can totally do this. Just quiet your mind and go within and you'll start to tap into your higher self. But Mike shows up a lot. Mike is like this ongoing energy that just kept making his presence be known throughout the last 3 years. But when I would be with you, you would just be this like safe place to land because it was really not easy. While it was fun, it was like kind of a cool party trick that would happen.
Yeah.
There was so much torment as being an awakened soul. And there was so much heartbreak that I was walking through. And you were like, in a way, you went through your tragedy and your heartbreak first and had this awakening of who I can be a different person. I can reinvent myself. I can be the woman I want to be. I can have the tribe I want to. I watched you and it modeled to me how I could come from rise up from my own ashes and find my light within. And if Trudy did it, I could do it. And so like, if I think that we time things differently as souls so that we're not all going through it at the same time. Because if we were all going through the awakening simultaneously in the same way, like how does anyone have support? You can't.
Yeah.
So I remember like you sat with me through some really, this week, like deep grief that rises and falls. And I think that's part of the spiritual awakening that people don't always think about. They think about like the gifts. They think about the claircognizance, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. This is so cool. But what was the awakening like that wasn't necessarily so cool?
I mean, just seeing you, just break down. Like, I don't know in that, like, how do I help you, calm yourself or get out of that state. It's different for me because I didn't go through the same spiritual awakening that you did.
No.
But it hurts me sometimes to see you like that.
Because I'm always so strong. I put on such a brave face.
But you are so resilient. You are strong. I said no matter what, it did not break you. It didn't change the person that, you are. You've always, ever since day one, since I met you, you're so passionate about what you do. And I've seen it. And to see where you are now, like, I admire you. I really do.
Girl, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, no. Sorry. I'm getting emotional. I knew I was going to get emotional today, but, I think it's a phenomenal thing that what you're doing.
It's very isolating at times too, because I had people who I thought loved me for a decade or longer, who I thought knew me and cared about me, family. I lost so many people. Yeah. I've lost count of how many people I've lost.
Like, people come and go.
People come and go. They're there for a season, a lesson, or a lifetime. And
this was like a test for you too.
Oh my God. So. It ripped my soul open to hear and to read the messages that were being said about me, and that she thinks that she's this, and she's losing her mind. It was awful. The things I got to read of messages about what people thought of me.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was terrible.
And I said, that's not even true. Not even an ounce.
No.
I said, I know the real version of you. I've seen you ripped apart.
Yeah.
And yet that did not change, or, it did not change who you were. You stayed Amber.
There's like a few people in my life who say that even though I've changed, I'm still the same. Right? Like I am a completely different person. Like in a way, I'm a completely, utterly different person. My interests, my special interests are very, very unique.
Yeah.
I really like talking about energy and the quantum realm and quantum physics and spirituality and claircognizance, all the different clairs and everything that we are. I'm like, did you know that we're one? Did you know about this? Did you know about the toroidal field, bioelectric field? Did you know about chakras? Like I'm so special interested now in this world. And I think it can push people away. But it didn't push you away at all. In fact, it got you more curious.
The fact is, there's people who can handle it, and then there's people who can't. So I just feel like, I'm going to be weird with you. So
well, come on, join the woo wonders. It's real fun over here. We're real weird.
I think it's really cool. I just think you're brilliant. So
Thank you. And you said that the other day. You're like, you've always talked fast. You've always had a ton to say.
Yeah, but you're so smart. You're like a genius.
Thank you.
But, you know, like, I just don't, I don't see you just as a speech therapist, you know, now that you occupational therapist, sorry. But what you're doing and seeing how you heal so many people is amazing to me.
Yeah.
You know, like, you helped me in the darkest, you know, darkest times. I mean, I still look back and I'm like, I don't even know how I survived, honestly. But look at us.
You know, I didn't even know what to do back then. I didn't have
Yeah.
any of the nervous system regulation tools that I have now. And like the more I've healed, the more I've learned that in order to survive an awakening, a healing journey, you must regulate the nervous system.
And that's what you did in that time. You know, you really did. You helped me. You helped me heal, like, just remain calm. Don't do anything irrational. Because when I get mad, I get mad.
Yeah,
And
you're fiery, girl.
yeah.
You know, I think like having soul tribe and community is so important. Even if you have one person, that's your tribe, right? Like you don't have to have 50 people, but having someone that you can confide in, someone that you can talk about the weird stuff with, be like, dude, I have no idea what's happening in my body, and like getting beamed with light and hit with light in my body, and learning about Reiki and energy and being able to send healing to people. And like, it's really different. It's really, it's off the beaten path, and it's kind of mocked and made fun of and as quackery or, you know, woo woo. And, you know, I joke about the woo woo because it's just an easy way to kind of make light of it. But the woo woo saved my damn life. It saved my damn life of being like, okay, I am not the stories that I've told myself. I am not the stories that people say about me. I'm actually pretty fucking great.
You
But
are.
I didn't know I was. I didn't know I was worth living. And like, I almost took my life several times in this journey. And when I would tell you, you would just be like, Amber, like, come on now. And I'm like, but dude, am I worth living? Like, I push everyone away. Like, no one understands me. I keep suffering. I'm struggling. Like, when you go through an awakening, like, I lost so much that I have never told that is like gut wrenching to think about. But you always made me feel like no matter what I had or who was around me, I was enough. Like, that's why you need tribe. It's because you need external validation sometimes to be like, please live. Like, I need you in my life. I need you. And like, my tribe reminded me that I was worth living. Cole reminded me that I was worth living, right? Like, I had people who were there in those moments when you feel like, when is it ever going to get better? Like when you walk through your grief, like, did it feel like days when you weren't sure it was ever going to get better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you're like, it's just easier to nope out. Like, I just can't do this anymore. But like, we stay one more day, and then one more day, and then one more day, and then it's one more year.
Because you have something to fight for. Like, for me, it was my kids.
My kids. Yeah, my family.
I had to
my
make
kids.
sure, had to make sure that they're going to be okay.
Because they need us.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I have had so many divine encounters, right? I had a divine encounter with someone's father who took his life because his business was failing. And I don't know this man. I've never met him. We have no connection other than I loved his daughter, right? And one night in the bathtub when I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I literally heard him. And I was like, who are you? And it was a different mic. And I was like, that's not my mic. Which mic are you? And it was a different one. I won't say his last name. But he came through and he goes, it's not worth it, kid. It's not worth it. No business is worth it. And I was like, it's not worth it. You know, and I think a lot of us entrepreneurs and a lot of people who they put their, you know, hard work in their life and their passion on the line, they're like, I'm going to change the world with this vision. And I want to talk about your vision. Because I think that when we try to go all in on ourselves, I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. I've met with a lot of people. I've interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs. And it hasn't been easy.
No.
You go through so much as like going all in on yourself versus just corporate America and living the same like cycle.
Yep.
But when you want to do this deep spiritual healing, you're like actually looking around and being like, this doesn't serve me anymore. Like this doesn't feel good in my spirit anymore. Now I happen to be healing people at Open Door Pediatric Therapy, and that is my favorite thing to do. I love healing people, and I love it. I heal children. I heal caregivers. I heal my employees. Like I'm just horses, like right through the Texas Reiki Alliance.
Right.
Like when I am in my sovereignty and in my power, oh, I love what I do. But the long days, the hard hours, like those types of things, they're just hard because you're a soul who doesn't feel like you want to be in a box all day, right? Tell me about how your own transformation of like, okay, I'm healing and I'm finding my worth and I think that I'm pretty awesome now. I have a soul tribe who thinks I'm pretty awesome. They're pouring into me. I'm tired of this life that I'm living. Like, what do you want to do with your life now, Trudy? What do you want to step into? What is your purpose?
I mean, you guys have pushed me for years now in the last 2-3 years. Like, you really need to get on with your event planning because you're really good at it. You plan, all of our get-togethers, our
Everyone.
events. And it got me thinking like, okay, maybe this is what I'm good at. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I mean, within the last 2 years, I've really focused on working on myself and trying to love myself again and being that confident woman that I once was. So I feel like this year is the year that I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna blossom and do what I'm gonna go for it.
Girl, and you got that lotus tattoo on your shoulder.
My lotus and my butterflies.
Your lotus and your butterfly, you are all about transformation, right? Because
Right.
a lotus is growing in the most inhospitable environment, right? It's like growing up through mud, and then it blossoms into this beautiful flower.
It's a beautiful flower.
Right? And a butterfly has to turn from a caterpillar into a sack of goo before it turns into a beautiful butterfly. And like these transformations that we walk through are they're metaphorical for ourselves.
Yeah, it's
but
just
that's your logo.
It
for
is.
your new endeavor. What is
Yep.
it called?
Simply Zenful.
Simply Zenful. And what are we doing? What's your first event?
We are going to regulate the nervous system and have a sound bath, to help just cleanse your body. I want people to be able to feel like they can be in a safe place and just release whatever it is that they want to release. I want them to walk out of here feeling, okay, like I did that. Like I needed that.
Yeah,
I want to help heal people too.
absolutely.
Like I feel like I've always been there for a lot of people, like especially for people I care and I love. I want to see the great in them. I want them to do well, strive,
Absolutely.
and succeed.
That's exactly my purpose too. I'm like, now that I know that it's possible for myself, can I please teach this to everybody I know? And like when you like heal from the inside out, you become this beacon of light, and it is a frequency that is felt by other people. It's authentic. That's why you don't think I'm weird, is because you know I'm authentic. You know I'm just real. And you're like, no, I like that when you're real. And when you're not real, I don't like that very much. Right.
Yeah.
So
Like we're all about energy.
We're all about energy.
Like I pick up on that.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I do.
Oh, sorry.
So I just feel like that my logo represents that, like I want to bring good energy for people.
And what a great endeavor, honestly. Like if your event planning can just grow from like, I want to do healing events, and we start small, like we're doing our very first one tomorrow at Open Door. And who's our sound bowl healer?
Damien.
Damien. I don't, do we know his Instagram? I can't remember his Instagram.
It's Dame Fam.
Dame Fam. And he is the kindest, sweetest soul.
He
and
is.
I'm going to be doing Reiki and nervous system regulation, maybe bring some tuning forks out.
Yes.
And we're just going to be making everyone feel very zenful. And they're going to have that presence in their moment, because sound is so powerful. Like,
Yes.
think about, I think there's different cultures who have different words for these, and I'm not going to butcher them, but there's like good sound and there's bad sound. You can think of bad sound as being like construction sounds and loud noises and traffic, right? That doesn't feel very good to your nervous system, but we are bombarded with that each and every day, right? Especially if you live in New York. I could not handle New York City. Was there for 24 hours in and out. Loved it. Thanks so much, Kristen, for the amazing time. Loved my sound, my concert on the rooftop with Lincoln Jesser. Amazing. The city was so loud for me. I could not handle the subway. I was like, how do people live here? Right? It's like noise pollution. So that sound can like kind of hit the body and harm the body, but then there's good sound that heals from the inside. And when these sound bowls are activated and they go through the room, they're literally going into your body.
It is. I mean, my first sound bath session with Damien, I was not expecting that. Like,
it's amazing, right?
I felt like I was laying there, but I felt like the sound was like right here in my head, and I was like, what? Why is this so loud? And I'm like, okay, I know he's sitting over there, but what is that vibration?
Because sound waves travel through the room, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't so much, like I didn't feel anything here. It was all here.
It's probably where you needed clearing in your crown, your third eye.
Yes, because I am literally, my brain does not shut off.
I know.
I overthink things a lot. I get in my head about things. I do. I mean, till this day, I'm still like that. So I feel like
Same girl. Same. I try so hard to be in my body. I'm a
know.
somatic dominant person. Like in somatic engineering, I'm a somatic dominant person. And I'm like, girl, why are you living in your head? Can you stop? Go back down into your body.
it's hard.
So many of us live in our head, though. Those intrusive
Yeah.
thoughts take over. Like it's the programming that we have to break. And so when you can do sound baths and you can do Reiki and you can do like when I do Reiki on people, like when I go to the, we do have our little Reiki shares and all that kind of stuff. I do Reiki for free with my friends. Like I just love doing Reiki. I do Reiki on my family. And when I'm doing that, people see colors. People have visions. They see their higher selves. I had one woman see herself as like a goddess. And she was like, I'm sitting on a mountaintop and I'm like a goddess and I'm taking care of children. And I'm like, yeah, you are.
Wow.
What are we doing?
Why I feel like this collaboration is going to be so neat because I don't think this has ever been done. Like, I didn't even know sound bath was a thing.
Yeah.
Until I met Damien. So whenever my first instinct was like, oh my God, I have to get you connected with Amber. Like, this would be amazing. And then it just was like a light bulb in my head. And I'm like, I think this is what I want to do. I want to see people healed.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because with everything that's going on nowadays, I feel like we just don't take the time for ourselves.
No.
It's
like,
just go, go, go.
It is. It's and I always say this is that people are really good at doing, but we are not human doings. We are human beings and we must learn how to be.
And we have to take care of ourselves.
We have to take care of this vessel of ours. And that was one of the things I was really proud of you about is that part of your healing was you started going to the gym and working out and feeding yourself better food. And
that's where this came about. I wanted to focus on wellness, especially with women. We take on so much. We do a lot. We work 24/7. It does not stop.
No. The amount of tabs I have open at any given time. I'm like, what? How am I supposed to do all those things? I get very overwhelmed by it. And I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm just like staring at the wall and I'm like, I've got to do this and this and this and this. And then I've got this and this and this. And I have to move this. Like your brain just doesn't stop. Right.
And you have to tell yourself it's okay to take time for yourself.
Self-care.
And that's what I had to teach myself because for so long I put myself on the back burner. I wanted to make sure my husband was good, my kids are good. I'll be fine.
But then you're completely neglecting yourself. This is, again, we come back to self-abandonment. This is what self-abandonment looks like.
Yes.
But self-care is not selfish.
No,
and
it's not.
We are just so programmed into being like, I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to go get a massage. I'm going to get my toes done. I'm going to go whatever, right? And that's so beautiful. I love that for you. Enjoy your journey. Have fun, relax, chill. But that is so much like a surface level.
Yeah.
The self-care is like, hey, I'm going to check out and I'm going to go within. I'm not going to be available to the world because I'm going to go take this Epsom salt bath and I'm going to go meditate and I'm going to clear my own thoughts. Like self-care is an everyday action that we must do. And we are being bombarded by pollutants in our environment. We are being bombarded by sound. We're being bombarded by poisons in our food and our water and our air and our soil and everything, right? Like, and those have a cumulative effect in our body. And they are hormone disruptors, endocrine disruptors, like our mood disruptors. Like there's so many people who are struggling and it's not your fault. You're like having allegedly toxic doses of poisons in your body, right? And when you finally start to heal, you're like, oh my God, I just want to feel clear. I just want to feel peace. Happiness is a state that you can come in and out of. I want to feel peace.
Yeah.
I want to feel ease, right? Is that what you're seeking when you're doing the self-care? Do you feel at peace when you're doing a sound bath?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like,
I feel like you're in a different world. Like everything just shuts off.
Yeah.
And you're present with yourself. And your main focus is yourself.
And you feel your body. Like you said, you felt your head.
Yes.
Right? And like we are extrasensory perceptors. Like our body, we perceive everything and we're taking in that information constantly and the brain can only take in so much of that information and really know what to do with it. But our body's still getting those signals and it's overwhelming our nervous system and we live in fight or flight. And especially in America, we just live in burnout. We live in absolute burnout.
Yeah, because you do the same routine every day.
And you just keep pushing through.
Yep.
Like, I don't feel good, but I have to go to work today. I'm out of PTO.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I got to save my PTO for my sick kid. I have to continue to push through when I don't feel well. And I just think that we're at this like tipping point. Can you feel it too? Of like the world is at this tipping point of the Great Awakening is really spreading.
It takes a toll on people.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some days I struggle like mentally. Like I'm burnt out. Like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Any of it, really. I'm like, I just want to go stare at a wall. Like, actually, I really want to be on a beach, but
Yeah, I just want to step away and just like not be a mom for a bit.
like, I love you guys, but I need to be
Yeah, but
me.
I need some time for myself. I need my sanity.
Yeah.
So,
And I think a lot of people, when they become parents or partners, that they lose their own identity of who they really are. And I think like our culture and other cultures really are like, okay, in order to be successful, you graduate high school, you go to college, you graduate college, maybe you get a higher level degree, you find your one, you find your person, then you start having kids right away. And then like, also that's very expensive to do all of those things. And then you're starting your life straddled with debt, most likely. Student loans, daycare, mortgages, like you're all of a sudden like you have all this pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
responsibility.
and then now what do you have to do? I have to work harder to feed my kids. The cost of living's never been higher. Like, I don't know how I'm going to survive this. That puts insurmountable pressure on the nervous system. You now do not feel safe at all in your environment. So this is beyond just a spiritual awakening. This is like an awakening of humanity being like, this is not working. Do you agree?
Agree.
And like, I think that's why the world needs people like us, right? People who we're very different. I'm an American, Caucasian, and Irish background. You have Vietnamese through and through in your family.
Yes.
Right? And with all of our different cultures, like we're still feeling the same things. It's like the pressure to perform, the pressure to show up, the pressure to continue to just like sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same in Asian culture too. We are engraved to be a certain way. We are not allowed to show emotion.
Tell me more about that.
It's different, like my parents are, that generation is different.
Yeah.
Like there is no words of affirmation whatsoever.
You did great. You didn't hear a lot.
No, it was either you better do good or, that's it. Like, I'm going to cut you off. You mess up once, that's it. It was never like, it's okay. I'm sorry, I'm wrong kind of thing.
The softness.
Or the softness, like my mom didn't tell me she loved me until I was like in my 30s.
What?
Like actually tell me that she loves me. And now every day that we talk, she's like, I love you. So that's healing for me because, I told myself when I have kids, I'm going to break that cycle. I'm not going to treat my kids like that. I'm going to be present.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell my kids how proud I am, how much I love them. Like, I want them to know that they are safe with me, that they can come to me for anything.
Yep.
For me, growing up, I didn't have that. My parents were always working, and I had to, like, self-taught myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody. So I think that's why I've always been independent.
Very.
Like, I do not rely on anybody. I mean, that's just how it was for me growing up, and my mom didn't even tell me that she was sorry until like I was probably, in my 30s too. And like, I'm a married woman at this point, I have my own family, and it's the first time she's actually telling me that she loves me.
And where that comes from is that she wasn't shown that. She wasn't
That's what I
modeled
say.
that.
It's like a generational, cycle.
And it's so interesting that the generation of millennials right now are the generational curse breakers. And there's, I have forgiven everybody, including my parents, for anything that happened or didn't happen because they weren't modeled it. Like there was a lot of true physical abuse that was rampant in our parents' generations, emotional abuse. I'm sure sexual abuse for a lot of people that was never discussed and talked about in families. I've actually been interviewing more women in their 50s and 60s, and the amount of challenges that were had within the sexual abuse domain was like completely unheard of, and no one leaves. You don't get divorced back then. And so then that trauma just lives within the body and the epigenetics. It goes in through your bloodline, it goes down to your children, and then eventually it runs into you.
Yep.
And you're like, no, I won't do this anymore. This is not necessarily a spiritual journey. This is a healing journey of, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that because I didn't like how I felt when that happened to me.
Yeah, just like, now that I'm really focusing on like fitness and, going to the gym, like that's my me time, and I tell my parents that, and like, they think like, oh, like, are you really working out? Like, I'm like, okay, it's like I'm doing things for me. This is what makes me happy. and this is how I find my sanity. And like to them, it's kind of like they don't think stuff like that exists. They've never done.
They've never done it. They don't understand it.
Like even me doing a podcast, if I were to tell them, I'm doing this with you, they just don't think anything of it. They're not gonna say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you."
That's so exciting.
Yeah. Like I was just telling my mom last night after talking to her, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have my first event that I'm hosting this weekend." And she's like, well, what kind of event? Are you doing like birthdays and stuff like that? And I said, no, this is more like on wellness and your health, and your inner being. Like I was trying to explain that to her and she just thinks it's like a joke,
She doesn't understand it, but
she doesn't understand.
We need to invite mom. Mom needs to come so she can.
Oh no,
feel it.
yeah, mom needs one. Maybe not this first session, but the next one I do. I definitely would love for her to like come and experience it because I think it'll change her perspective on things.
For certain generations, seeing is believing, feeling is believing versus just like, okay, sure, I'll try that out. Like I'll be at Pinterest. Let me go try a sound bowl bath.
Yeah, because she's
whatever.
like, what is that? know, like, I mean, going to therapy, it's not normal. Like,
right. Yeah.
What is that?
You know what's really interesting? What's really interesting is that like I have been able to heal my family through my own healing because I've just like, I forgive everybody. And like, I was a really aggressive person because I learned a lot of aggression from my family. And I was like, hey, I'm real sorry for how I acted in my life when I was unhealed. And I apologize. I forgive you too. And they're like, people don't know what to do with that information. First of all, they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like I really messed up. I was really, didn't handle things well. And so like you apologize and you move through it. And I didn't get to that level of healing from talk therapy. I did talk therapy for 2.5 years, loved her. She helped me tremendously, learned I had codependency issues. Oh my God, did I have codependency issues? I needed everyone else to make me feel safe. I did not feel safe in my body. And so when I finally started learning that I had to be my instrument of healing from inside and I had to feel safe and remind myself, I am safe. I am safe in my body now. I'm safe in my body every day. I am safe. And like giving these affirmations and rewiring my own neural pathways, that's how I learned to do the healing that I do on other people, is because I had to do it on myself because I was very much unhealed, right? Like I was not always kumbaya and zen.
Yeah, right.
I was a hot mess. I was a hot mess. And like I was so aggressive. And I think that people don't understand how aggressive I used to be. My poor friend Monica, I love you. She would know from college, right? Like when I was just so angry, like my baseline was to throw an adult temper tantrum because I didn't know better. I wasn't taught different tools. And then my kids don't get to know a different version of me if I never change the pattern of behavior. And one of the interesting things that I was told this week was I heal more in these 45-minute sessions with you, Amber, and OT than I do in all of the years I've done talk therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy. Not that it doesn't help, because it helped me, but it only takes you so far. The somatic healing, getting in your body, working on reflexes, working on sensory, working on vagus nerve, working on embodiment and affirmations and regulation, coping strategies. And like, actually, I'm teaching people how to breathe. You know how simple it is to breathe?
Yeah, you helped my daughter, both of my kids.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember what Evelyn said? What did Evie say on the couch that day after the father-daughter dance when she got triggered? She's like, you should win Therapist of the Month award. And I was like, what?
Oh, my sweet girl.
Therapist of the Year award.
Yes.
And I said, what? She's like, you helped me so much. And she went from having a panic attack to calm within, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
3 minutes, maybe? What do we do? I put my hands on her. I started doing Reiki immediately. I don't know if I got her an ice pack.
No, but whenever we lost Cam,
I
remember you telling her just, go grab an ice pack, put it on your chest, take deep breaths.
That was a really bad day. When you called, I had just pulled up to work, and you called me, and it was all I heard was screaming from all three of you.
Traumatizing.
Because Cam was Mike's dog.
Yeah, that was our first dog together.
Yeah,
he lived 15 years.
He has a long dog.
So
long time for a dog.
I think it was very hard because that was the last piece of their dad.
Yeah,
and a piece of him now that that he's gone.
I was getting so many downloads that morning too. Oh, I got chills to my whole legs. When that happened, the spirit was coming to me because and Mike, obviously, but my team, my spirit team, like, this is a conduit, which we've lost animals too. And they had to tell me this, and it made me really mad. because it was a conduit, a pathway of them removing and releasing really intense energy that was stored inside. Like I remember and think back to like Noah was too young, didn't understand it, but his body kept the score. His body knew something really traumatic had happened when Mike died. And Evelyn was young and just trying to put on a brave face for you. And, you know, she didn't always fall apart the way that she probably needed to. It took you months to finally fall apart fully.
Yeah.
And even though like time had passed in this was an outlet for them to really move that big energy of I've lost my dad.
Yes.
And here's how I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
it was that morning. It was so much emotions.
It was all about regulation though.
Yeah.
When I came over to your house, I did Reiki immediately, and you see the impact. It's so fast.
It is.
It's so fast. Like it takes minutes to, and like Hazel too, my daughter, like it takes minutes to like calm her nervous system down. Cause Reiki goes where it needs to go. I can touch you in the chest space, but if you have foot pain, it can go to your foot. Like that's just kind of how it works. It's intelligent. But I just felt so happy that I could be a source of healing for you and the kids in that moment.
Yeah, like I mean, in that moment, I mean, it's like you were my emergency contact at that point. I needed you. Yeah. I didn't know what to do. I was in complete shock.
You needed me too. Like it wasn't just the kids being sad. You felt like you had done something. And I'm like, Trudy, he was old. He's 15. He was old. He lived a good long life. He was so loved, right? But you're like, this is all my fault. And I was like, oh no. But I think that that's also like the deep subconscious things that rise to the surface because it's not always about the dog.
I think a lot of it. Yep.
And so some of the things that you guys were both, all three of y'all were saying, I was like, oh, this is not about the dog.
No.
This is just an outlet for it, right? But, you know, I just think like we are the change makers. We are the cycle breakers. We are the ones that our ancestors wished for. Like, how cool is that? It's like, really we're warriors. Cool. I'm tired. You tired?
Oh, every day.
So tired. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And I was just telling Cole this last night. I was like, man, like, I'm sure I knew that I was going to do this. My soul's like, yeah, let's go save the world and be the light and the phoenix, the messenger of hope. Yay. And then I get here and I'm like, oh my God, it's dense. And also that's a terrifying mission that I have, is to be this messenger of hope, like to be the person who helps tell stories of awakenings and of healing journeys and rising from the ashes and showing people they are all the phoenix. Every single person has the capacity to be a phoenix of their own story, right?
Right.
But it is not easy. The dark night of the soul, the shadow, is as important as the light. And I think a lot of people just want to live in the light. We just want to feel good.
Yep.
But when you're healing, it doesn't feel very good, does it?
No, it does not. It takes work.
It takes work. Are you happy you've done it?
Oh, yeah. And I know I'm still working at it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's only been 4 years.
Yeah.
But looking back, my life now, I'm a totally different person.
You are.
And I love the person that I am now.
I do too. I've loved every version. But you've told me the same thing. I love every version of you. And you said you've loved every version of me. But it's like every version of you is more healed, more whole, and it's just more aligned. Mm-hmm. And like you know who you are now.
Yeah.
And if you don't yet know, like you're learning, you know?
So, I know what I'm capable of now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I can do.
What is there a moment along the spiritual awakening journey with me that really sticks out to you at all? Of like that was either really supernatural, that was really wild. Oh my God, that was so cool. Because I really want to kind of wrap up a little bit of the interesting parts of what it was like to be on my journey with me.
Just when you're channeling,
yeah,
that was crazy. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, is this really happening? Like, oh my gosh.
Which one? Just anytime?
The most recent one when we were in the backyard a few weekends ago.
Oh yeah.
And I was, looking for some answers, and I had asked you, I said, you know what? Go ahead and tap in for me, because I need to know. And I just remember within seconds, you were literally just sit back on the chair and just saying anything that would come to mind, and just watching you, like with your hand movements and everything, witnessing that. Mm-hmm. I said, oh my gosh, this is real.
Yeah. And it was accurate.
And it was, 100% accurate. I was like, it's like I knew, but I wanted that, confirmation.
And I've never met that person.
No.
I only know the name and a picture. Mm-hmm. I know things about that person.
Yeah,
but I
from
don't
what
know
I've told you.
Yeah, but I don't know the things I said.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't know those things.
Yeah, it's like your body it's like in a whole different dimension.
Yes. It's a good way of saying it. I do feel like I go to a different dimension almost.
You do.
Like
It's like an outer, is it like a outer body experience, right?
You know, it's not an
Kinda,
out of
I
body
don't know.
experience because I don't actually see myself outside of my body. One of my guests that I've had on here, Lindsay Lee, she can astral project and do all those really cool things where she goes and she travels to different places. I'm sure one day I'll know how to do that. But she can like go outside of her body and see her body down. And that's an out of body experience while she's still alive. That's
Oh,
crazy cool. I can't do
okay.
that yet.
Oh, wow.
I'm still in my body.
Okay.
But I close my body, my eyes,
Yeah.
and I allow myself to be a vessel
Mm-hmm.
of a channel. I open myself as the channel, which is really just like a highway of knowledge, a highway of information. And I'm
Yeah.
tapping into the Akashic field. I'm tapping into the higher level consciousness, and I'm protected by God's golden white light. And I set my protection, like it just happens instantaneously for me. Like I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm tapping into and I know what to stay away from. After all of the things I've kind of gone through that we've talked about in the past about darkness is very real, everybody. But with this moment, it's just like I start doing light language and I'm getting information, I'm getting
Yes.
wisdom. And the light language is like the new thing for me that I'm actually kind of like showing the world. I don't
Yeah.
normally show the world because everyone thinks it's weird. And I'm just like, well, who cares? And so I started doing it with you.
Yeah.
And
that was my first time seeing it.
There was a very accurate message. And I think I did a voice memo. And then I hit
Yes,
send.
it's I still have the recording, the voice memo actually. And like listening back to it, I'm like, I get goosebumps all the time, especially like, you know, even whenever I'm talking to you, I get chills.
It's frequency, it's
Yeah.
vibration.
Yeah, the vibration is wild.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm really low
And-
vibes. You raise me up. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
vibe. You know?
And like I pick up on it. Like I know there's days I'm like, okay, she's not okay. I need to reach out.
Yes.
I need to pick up the phone. I need to call her, make sure she's alive.
And
Yeah.
what
And
state
of
am I usually in?
I mean, you are literally like, it's just, you're going through it.
Yeah.
Life is lifing.
You literally feel me.
I do.
And I think that's like the thing that most people ignore. It's like, oh, I should really call that person. And then we don't. But I'm like, no, I really needed somebody, but I'm not going to reach out because that's my trauma that I'm still healing from, is that I just do it by myself, you know, or
I was
keep
like
it-
that for a long time, so I get it.
Yeah.
But
When
you know, it's important. You need to check on your people.
You do. Like literally you need to check on your people. If you get that sixth sense, that's your intuition. It is another organ. I think if we could just perceive our intuition as another organ like our heart or our brain or our liver, it's just this biofield of energy that's around us, but it serves us very much. If we could just tap into that and be like, oh no, I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to turn left because I heard turn left. No reason why. I'm just going to turn left. I heard pick up the phone and call Trudy. I'm going to pick up the phone and call Trudy. And then you're crying on the other line. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely need to call Trudy today. Or even it's just like to say hi, like just reach out because that person is thinking about you and that person needs you. And, you know, I have so many times thought about a person and then within 24 hours, they show up in my reality. Have you had that happen where you just think of somebody and then they're like, oh, I've just thought about you last night.
Yep.
I was just
Or like they
thinking.
appear in my dream. It's like in my conscious kind of thing. But yes.
It's this one unified conscious field that we all are a part of and we all think we're separate from. And it's like, that's silly. God, that's silly. We're all one. Do you believe that we're all one now more than ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been transformative.
And to like witness it, it's, yeah.
Yeah. Trudy, what is a message that you have for someone who's either going through a spiritual journey or a healing journey to get to the other side? Like, what are some things that you would highly recommend or a tip that you have for somebody?
Reach out to your tribe.
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid. Like, don't hide your true self. Like, this is who you are. You know, you shouldn't feel ashamed, embarrassed, or, you know, feel weird about it. Like, reach out.
Reach out.
Talk to the people that know you. Your closest, you know, the closest ones to you know you.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm so glad that I finally felt safe enough to just be my real self everywhere I go.
Like, be unapologetically you. Is my advice. And I mean, I have to tell myself that too.
Yeah.
And yeah, just be you.
Be you. For me, I had my poem that I wrote, be the youest you that ever you'd.
Yep.
Because that is the you the whole world needs to know, right?
Yeah.
But we are so afraid of what will society think? What will my boss think? What will my friends think? What will my family think? Who freaking cares? It's their life. You're the main character of your own story. Can you please act like it? Go be silly, go frolic, go have some whimsy, go just be you. because that's where you find freedom. That's where you find peace. That's where you find joy.
Yeah.
Like that's on the other side of this. I'm a much happier, lighter person, even though I have sad days.
Yeah.
Like,
embrace the gift that you've been given. That's how I see it.
And everyone has gifts.
Yes.
Every single person has gifts. And like, you're a deeply intuitive person. I think you have claricognizance. Like you have a knowing.
I think so too.
You just know stuff. You
like,
feel people and you know things.
I always have been like that, I think. Like I always get the gut feeling. Yeah. And I'm like, I need to listen to myself. See, and that's where I'm in my head again.
Mm-hmm. And get out of your head, get back in your body.
I got to learn how to navigate that.
Oh my gosh. 100% agree with you. Trudy, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We could talk for hours. Like I could just like go grab a glass of wine and we could just keep talking for hours. Thank you for loving me in every version of myself. And thank you for sharing the story of what it was like to be a bestie of an awakened person.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You've made me feel so loved and so safe every step of the way. And I know that we were both sent to each other to be angels in each other's lives. And like, I'm so grateful that we did. You're like my favorite person. I love you so much.
And I can't wait to see what we're going to do together.
Oh,
and I'm excited for this new journey that I am about to take. Mm-hmm. And I just want to see people healed and walk away with, just feeling great.
Absolutely. Where can people find you?
I'm starting to create a page, so that's still in the works, but you can find me on Instagram right now.
What is it called?
Simply Zenful.
Okay.
So if you find me, Trudy Moore, and then you can just follow my page from there. So it's still a work in progress, but I can't wait to see where this is going to take me.
Girl, we're filming this on the Aries new moon. It's going to take you far. This is that we got all these planets in like alignment. Shit's getting weird. I can't wait to see how cool it's going to be because this is the moment where we step into our new life. We leave our old life in the past and we fully embody the person we've always wanted to become. So I am just so excited to see where Simply Zenful goes. And I will volunteer as tribute any day of the week to be your little like talent. If you want to use me in that way for healing, like put me in, coach. That's what I want to be doing. And you're my best friend, so it'd be like a whole lot of fun to be on stages across the world, like doing events.
I can't wait. But it's definitely it's for all ages, really. Mm-hmm. My main focus, hopefully, my goal. It could be for anybody. It doesn't have to be just women.
No.
Like I know men need healing. I mean, I was just talking about this with my daughter last night. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I want to be there for your first event. I want to experience this. I need a sound bath.
And look what you're modeling for her.
And so I said, one day, baby, we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
But I wanna see. I'm excited to see where this will go. But it's for all ages.
I've had visions of it for a while. I was just waiting for you to put your foot through the door and like be like, okay, I can finally do this because I've seen it for so long what you do. And I was like, when is she gonna be brave to do it? And I was like, hey, Trudy, what do you want to do? And she's like, let's do sound bowl healing with Reiki and nervous system regulation. Put me in. And then like now you're doing it. Yeah. And now once you finally do the first one, everything else kind of falls into motion. So if you're ever interested in Simply Zenful hosting an event for you, please reach out to her on Instagram. You can also reach out to me, Light Beyond the Ashes, on all my social medias or at Gmail. And I'm just so excited to support you in this next endeavor because you are going to change the world. I believe in you. I see you, girl.
Thank you.
Phoenix rising in motion. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Light Beyond the Ashes. And this one was so near and dear to my heart. I'm so grateful for Trudy and all that she's done in my life to be such a light. And as a reminder, when I heal, you heal. When you heal, I heal. And when we all heal, we rise. If you're interested in being a guest on my show, please email me or reach out on social media. I'm looking for guests for May and June of this year. So, oh my gosh, I'm excited for all the very, very exciting things that are coming up together. We've got some in-person events and Simply Zenful is going to be taking off. So follow along for more. Until next time.